electronics for the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Fyter Fest Night 2 review. This took place on July 8th, 2020, back at the Daily's Place once again. We have wrestlers for fans. It's kind of a private event, or perhaps you could say a private party, because Private Party with Matt Hardy is taking on Omega and Hangman Page, the AEW Tag Team Champions. And yes, indeed, the Tag Team Championships are on the line. Omega starts off the match here, extends a hand in a show of sportsmanship to start this one off here on Fyter Fest Night 2. The action, of course, high-flying, high pace, but look, it doesn't even stay in the ring. It spills outside of the ring, not just in the ringside area, but through the barricade. And luckily, the wrestlers that got thrown onto, wrestlers flying onto them from outside of the ring, inside of the ring, all over the place, these wrestler stand-in fans, they didn't fight back, which was good, because that would have messed up the action going on inside of the ring, maybe even called a disqualification, but they stayed put. They put the barricade back up, and the action continued here in the ring. V-trigger, buckshot, boom. And Hangman Page wins this one for his tag team. Still tag team champions of Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. I didn't see any alcohol being consumed during this, so I guess everything's just A-okay as far as Hangman Page and Omega go. And Page has won so many matches with this V-trigger buckshot combination. I know it's a tag team move, but that buckshot lariat, it's very effective. Continues to use this. I think he's going to be just fine, A-okay. They're still the tag team champions, so they'll live to fight another day. Now, a man who may not live to fight another day. No, it's a bad boy, Joey Janela, going to be taking on a huge opponent here tonight of Lance Archer. He's got Jake Roberts on his side as well, does Lance Archer, so the odds couldn't be more stacked against Joey Janela, or so we would think. Both of these men are wearing red and black. I don't know why they didn't have other tights. I felt like, I know this has happened several times in the past. Why do the guys on opposite sides wear the same colors? It seems like just an obvious, you want to have some kind of delineation between what you're looking at in the ring. So, as Lance Archer comes out, we've seen in previous weeks he attacks some jobbers, some whoever in the back that he comes across. And who is it this time? On his shoulders is Joey Janela's tag team partner, Sonny Kiss. Joey Janela is, of course, very upset about this, because he really wanted Sonny Kiss to be watching along and cheering him from a distance. Maybe he should have brought him with him. It would have helped him out. But, Joey Janela, he really wanted to go into this thing alone. He felt like he had some kind of chance. I mean, that was the way they were kind of building this thing, that Joey Janela really had a fighting chance. Of all the people they've put Lance Archer in the ring with, I mean, most of which are unsigned guys, but still, you would think Lance Archer is going to be made to look like this big, strong, unstoppable monster, and Joey Janela is arguably not the most interesting guy in his random tag team that they've thrown together. Yeah, he's going in here and having all kinds of offense. Well, let's not say offense. He starts off with his first little flurry of offense by diving from the inside of the ring to the outside. So, almost a desperation move. He sets up a table. I mean, he's trying to do anything he can, probably just to survive this match. And Lance Archer, of course, is all over this man. They get back in the ring, and I don't know why they did this, but Joey Janela, he's face first into the ropes. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what's Lance Archer going to do? Jump on his back? Like, well, what's about to happen here? as Joey Janela is just prone, laid against the rope. And Lance Archer comes in there with one of the lamest clotheslines to the back I've ever seen. I don't know what was up with that. The rest of the match was pretty solid. That was just very bizarre to me. Joey Janela tries to fire back, but it fails. Time and time again this happens, and it fails. And somehow Joey Janela counters Lance Archer's finisher, which I thought that was going to be the end of it. Anybody watching would have thought, there's no way Joey Janela is going to make it out of this thing. But he gets out of it, so surprise there. And Janela and Sonny Kiss double team Archer, which was like, wow. Yeah, I guess Sonny Kiss really needed to get back for being kidnapped and stuff, so I guess that makes sense. And then Jake, he's distracting the referee while this happens with his old sack. So that can be quite distracting, of course. And then Blackout through the table from the inside of the ring to the outside from the apron. And yeah, he's smacking his head against the broken pieces of the table. Lance Archer brings back inside of the ring, brings back Joey Janela, and beats him. Lance Archer wins this one, so yeah, you knew that they were going to give Joey Janela some let him shine a little bit, show him in there in the ring like, oh, he can do something, he can hold his own. So I didn't really have a problem with it. I didn't think they went overboard with it. But they really like Joey Janela, and they are going to protect him at all cost. I don't know why. He must be a really nice guy or something. Next up, we got Darby Allin. He's got a black and white video, of course, and he's thinking about Brian Cage. Because he's the reason he got hurt, I guess. Was that really Brian Cage's fault? Darby Allin is blaming him for it, I guess. He just needs somebody to come back and attack. We've already seen Darby Allin do all kinds of crazy stunts, backflipping onto skateboards and this, that, and the other. Why is he not medically cleared? I don't freaking know. But now he is doing a coffin drop off of a scissor lift onto an extremely soft-looking crash pads below that did not look painful. I mean, you could almost hear like the bloop sound effect, as like a droplet going into water. I can't do that sound effect with my cheek, so I won't embarrass myself any more than I need to on any given basis here. So that's intimidating for sure. I mean, just like a feather falling onto like a Tempur-Pedic mattress. I mean, my goodness, it was devastating. Next up, we got Tony interviewing Taz and Brian Cage. Taz is coming to the ring not only with his orange towel that he has. I don't know why they're not selling that on AEW Shop. Maybe they are. I didn't check, but I'm just assuming that they aren't. I just haven't seen it pop up on any of the advertisements or over social media or on the lower third or anything like that. So if they are selling it, they're not telling anybody. I don't know about it. Taz has something else in his hands. It's some kind of black sack, but it's not the old black sack that Jake Roberts had. No, it's something else entirely. And it's the crux of this promo, I suppose. Taz is talking about the world title match with Moxley next week on Fight for the Fallen. But he decides that Cage needs to go into the championship in this championship match with his own title. And I'm thinking, what could he possibly be talking about? What does he mean? I mean, if he is literally definitely going to win the World Heavyweight Championship next week, what possible other title could Cage want or need? If you're gonna win the most important championship in the whole company, what other championship should even be on your mind 1 week out? What should you be thinking about? Nothing. They're freaking insane for even considering this. So Taz, because saying who can stop the path of Cage isn't just ripping the past back and just saying, remember this? Well, we're just going to change it a little bit and we're going to throw it on you. I understand that, Taz has a limited amount of catchphrases to use and this, that, and the other, but my goodness. So what they do is, as you can probably imagine, what's Taz going to pull out of this thing? If you watched ECW or are familiar with the history, I think they even talked about this in the Rise and Fall of ECW in that DVD that came out in 2005 or 2006, around that time. I have it. It's a good DVD if you don't. It's a good one to have if you're a fan of ECW. Well, anyways, so what he pulls out is a championship from that time frame, or from ECW. It is the FTW Championship. Arguably not even a good idea when they did it originally in 98 or 99, but they've brought it back. You're giving yourself a championship and you're like, I'm the champion. Kind of like the internet championship that Zack Ryder had, even though he didn't, he came out with it once on, like at WWE. Either way, you're giving yourself a championship. It's like if I gave myself a champion and I'm like, well, I'm the champion. It's like, well, okay, but you gave it to yourself. And I know Sabu, he won it, but come on. The point is, you're just giving it to Cage out of nowhere. That's what you're doing. That's what they did. And Brian Cage legitimately looked excited and happy. So I don't know if he just found out that happened right at that moment. I did notice that Taz said, who's better than Cage? And I thought, oh, is he saying that because Brian Cage is a fan of Kanyon? Who better than Kanyon? Because, that's just a fact. But, yeah. Brian Cage looked very happy, very excited, and now he is the FTW champion. So, are both titles on the line? I doubt it. Even if they were, Moxley's not going to carry that thing around unless Brian Cage and Moxley are going to have a long feud, which I don't know. We haven't seen a lot from Moxley. We haven't seen a lot of interaction, of course, because of everything going on. That's not really possible at this very time. So, yeah, we're in that boat. It's kind of, we'll have to wait and see. All of this has thrown a wrench in building storylines up normally. It just seems like, we don't really have anything else to do. Let's give him this championship. If he loses, it just makes the FTW championship look, I want to say worse than it already does, but nobody even remembers this thing. And even people who do, like me, don't have a real affection for this title. We don't look back and think, wow, of all the championships, that was the one that is sacred. And my goodness, if Moxley won it, it would be bad. It's like, what? I guess it would be cool if Moxley won it, really, but at the same time, what's he going to do with it? As soon as he's done with Brian Cage, either way, the belt is out of the picture. It just doesn't make sense. It really just doesn't make sense. Just like it didn't make sense 21 years ago, but that's where we're at. So I guess Taz, they were like, hey Taz, you want to stay here? We're going to let you do you. You want to bring back your catchphrases? Do it. If you want to bring back old championships from 21 years ago that was only around for a little bit, hey, why not? You do you. That's one piece of history that WWE doesn't want to touch. Even if they wanted to sue you guys, they're not going to defend the FTW championship no matter what. Now, if it was a hardcore championship or something like that, they would care. But just the fact that, just the initials, they're not going to like that. So FTW. Speaking of FTW, or acronyms that are close to that, we have FTR and the Young Bucks taking on Butcher, Blade, and the Lucha Bros. The Lucha Bros, and Butcher and Blade, they drive in the old 60s Chevrolet pickup. They've had it for an entire week. They got the keys, and they're going to have this match. So does this mean that FTR is done with the trucks? Eventually they will be whenever the fans come back, but I'm guessing they're going to win them back. I don't know. Vehicular Grand Theft Auto, I don't know, man. Those are some serious charges here. A lot of people in this match, of course, is going to be high-flying. Once again, I don't know why FTR and the Young Bucks would tag. I understand the whole philosophy of being like, well, you got to put them like they're not really friends, but you put them in a volatile situation, and then you can really build upon that. But they hate each other so much. They shouldn't even be able to tag. I mean, they should want to just kick each other's... I don't get it. Right in the tassels, you know what I mean? But anyways, this is what they have done. Lots of high-flying action. Of course, Lucha Bros come out with the victory after a ultra-effective pile driver. They did other pile drivers, but this one, my goodness, it was very impressive. Big Swole, she gets served outside and suspended for kidnapping and harassing Britt Baker. So she has to go home. Sad day. But I like that segment. It showed some of her personality. That was cool. Kyle King and Kenzie Page. Kenzie Page is back. That's cool. It's taking on Nyla Rose in a 2-on-1 match because, I don't know, it's like Warzone, WWF Attitude on the N64, PlayStation, Dreamcast, or whatever the heck he played it on back then. Nyla Rose, she comes out. She wins. Beats two women at the same time. Weird flex, but okay. Sheeta, she's wearing a white t-shirt with her baby championship, and she's like, yeah. Nyla sees that there are many managers out in AEW, and she's going to have one too. And I said, for the love of God, no, you don't need them. They have so many managers, that should tell you that you shouldn't. But she alludes to the fact that... she might go for a legend manager, and that will bring her a championship. So I guess we'll have to wait and see as far as that goes. Cole Cabana, he is badly bruised. Brody Lee says, hey, look, kid, you're fine. You're okay. Suck it up, basically. You got a match tonight. Get ready. The match is SCU versus Brody Lee, Cole Cabana, and Stu Grayson. And this is a pretty good match. I mean, another match where they just have so many people. I just think it's overkill. This is supposed to be a big, important night, Fyter Fest or whatever, and you just have so many multi-man tag matches. It's exciting, but hard to really focus on anybody in particular. Maybe that's not their intention. Maybe their intention is just to keep your attention by having so much craziness thrown in there together. The Dark Order are watching. You have, Evil Uno, and, yeah, I don't even remember the other guys that were over there. Maybe, what is his name, 10? They got marks on them, and then Alan Angels is out there as well. But Cole Cabana, boom, boom, he wins. And he's very excited. He's very happy because he has won. Brody Lee's like, yeah, see, son, I knew you could do it. And he gets the victory. So happy Cole, he's winning. And the Dark Order is actually working for Cole Cabana. I do not care about the Dark Order. I almost forgot Brody Lee was here. Cole Cabana... this is working for him, but is this working for the group and all the other members? Yet to be seen. Brody Lee just kind of seems kind of a fizzly, it's just not really doing it for me. I really do think that if we had full capacity crowds and that sort of thing, maybe the reaction would be different. But we don't have that, so this is what we have, and I just don't feel that it's really at the potential of what it should be for somebody of the caliber of Brody Lee. Not that he's the biggest main eventer of all time, but he's a big dude. People know who he is, and he's got a hell of a lot of talent. So, what's up with that? I don't know. I don't know, man, but I think it could be better than this. Now, Tony Schiavone gets a letter from Britt Baker, and it's, and then Big Swole shows up. She sneaks in. I guess they're not checking anybody since there's no tickets. Why not? She's been suspended, whatever. She shows up and throws the suspension paper in Britt Baker's face. Dang near breaks her nose, apparently. She's very upset about that. Now we're going into the main event. It is Orange Cassidy with the Best Friends taking on Chris Jericho with Proud and Powerful on his side. He's got a bat as well for good measures. And Orange Cassidy, good character here in AEW. Couldn't have a championship main event here, so they threw in Chris Jericho because, hey, Chris Jericho, he's a legend, so okay. And Orange Cassidy is a very popular dude. I'm sure he was very excited to wrestle Chris Jericho. It's a good opportunity for him and to be in the main event of Fyter Fest. So stocks going up for Orange Cassidy, absolutely. Pulp or no pulp, the man is in the main event of a big show. I mean, I know next week is also a big show because it's Fight for the Fallen, but that's beside the point. A very good match here. I really enjoyed it. Chris Jericho, as he's getting older, I can tell when he's in the ring, or outside of the ring rather, when he's getting thrown into these barricades and, he's hitting the concrete bare floor. He kind of looks like he doesn't want to be doing those kind of things anymore. But, it's not as bad as it is in AE or in WWE. Once the bike racks move, you're on concrete, exposed, and somebody like Orange Cassidy, that doesn't bother him because he's a young guy and he's out there trying to make a name for himself. But Chris Jericho has been there everywhere all the time for years. So, yeah, I can see that he is looking to not go so extreme at the stage of his career. Now, Santana and Ortiz, they could not stay out of this thing. They ended up throwing orange juice, of all things, this acidic liquid into the face of Orange Cassidy. And this hurt him very, very much so greatly. And as Aubrey Edwards was attending to or viewing the orange spill outside, Jericho comes in with the bat to the face and hits the Judas effect, and just like everyone else he's hit the Judas effect with, it was absolutely effective, and Chris Jericho won this thing. So Orange Cassidy, of course, put on a great performance here, but the Judas effect, you just can't get past it. You get hit in the face, you're going down for the 3. That is just facts. Those are the hard facts right here. Chris Jericho is the winner. They went overtime by a couple of minutes, and I thought that was interesting. I don't know of any time that I even remember that AEW, as far as a Wednesday night show, went overtime. But I guess they told the network, hey, this is a really big deal, and people are going to really care about this. And I don't know what NXT has been doing. I haven't been paying that much attention to them, but I would assume that they're not going overtime these days. So maybe they thought they were going to pop more viewership. Who knows what their motivation was? And I'm pretty sure we did not see the puppy battle royal. So what the actual F, man? Did I miss it? Was I in the bathroom when that happened? I mean, what happened? I totally missed that, so I felt like I missed out. I'm going to have to research it and be like, where was the puppy battle royal? And that was AEW Fyter Fest Night 2, the final night, and next week we're going to be checking it out. We're going to have Fight for the Fallen. I'm going to be watching it, and I'll be hitting you up with that review, and I will catch you guys next time.